Hey, Freddie.
Hello, Sherelle.
It's me and you today. I don't know where Mark is. I don't know where Perry is.
No
Uh,
worries. There'll
yeah,
still
would
be lots of trouble, though, even though it's...
really though. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about a lot of New Jersey. We're going to talk about Louis' ex, Vanessa, uh, taking out a restraining order against him. And then we're going to talk about Porsha Nene and Carlos King and Kim Zolciak all in one. All right. Uh, let's start with, and I left my notes. So you guys know I love notes, but I don't have them today. Let's start with the whole Louis thing. So you guys remember, and I've been speaking about this from day one. Freddie, you know about, have you seen, I don't think you were on when I was talking about it. Have you seen housewives hiring troll farms?
Oh, yeah, no, we did talk about this the other day because I actually got quite a lot of messages when we were talking about it, how I pointed out all the different housewives that were involved in doing
You
this.
pointed them out?
Yeah, don't you remember? I said at the end of the day when we were talking about how Teresa may have done this, and I said I
Mhm.
didn't think in New Jersey she was the only one, as there's been a lot of examples that I personally believe both Melissa and Marge have done the same as well.
Totally have done the same thing. So it's being, hey Mark, let me bring him up. Hey Mark,
Hello, how are you?
good. You caught us in time before we get into the activities. I'm thinking you and Perry, you guys like to come right at the middle of the show. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. So we're talking about housewives hiring troll farms.
Oh,
So it
yes.
came out with Lisa Renna. She was the first white housewife to be publicly tied to one, but they all hire troll farms to smear other cast members' reputation or other bloggers. I've been going through the process right now by a housewife using a troll farm on me, and she's mad because I said I didn't like her on the show, whatever the story. I don't even remember because Freddie, we do so many of these things. You come on, you state your opinion, and you move on. Like I'm
Yeah,
not trying to
exactly.
remember. I don't remember what I
I think
said to
what,
her.
yeah, and I think what they forget is, when we come on these, we sort of have a job when you've got these to say it how your opinion is or what's
Uh-huh.
happening behind the scenes. And we're not doing our jobs if we're not telling you, all of you, what's happening or what our thoughts are. We're not some neutralist Switzerland type
We have
thing.
to say what we see on the show. If we see a robbery and it doesn't look real, PK,
Okay.
we have to say it. But these housewives are going way too far, hiring troll farms to call people out, and it's just really ridiculous. But the good news is, I heard that if Andy Cohen finds out that you've hired a troll farm, you're toast. But let's talk about Louis and these troll farms. Okay, so it was revealed a couple weeks ago that Louis hired a private eye. That's the first stage of the troll farms, and then you start actually hiring people in China and Russia and Indonesia to go in their comment section. I think they all do it, but let's be real. There's no way Louis could have hired a troll farm without Teresa knowing. And I hate to say that because I love her, but there's just no way. Do you think, Freddie? There's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, Teresa, I think, would know partly some stuff of what's happening. I mean, we all know she's not the smartest, but I think she'd certainly have an inkling. But the issue with this Vanessa Reiser situation of the restraining order, this isn't to do with these troll farms, bot farms, whatever you want to call them,
Uh,
because Vanessa's saying that actually she's had a private investigator following her around. Now, her attorney, Douglas Anton, actually spoke to Page Six, the outlet, and said that Vanessa believes, she said that allegedly there was this woman that visited Vanessa about 3 or 4 times under a fake name and basically peculiarly asked about the therapist being Vanessa past relationship with Louis every single time. And some of the alleged unusual questions, according to Vanessa's attorney, is, do you still love Louis? How was it with your abuser? And if Louis Ruelas was to leave his wife, Teresa, and show any regret, would you want to be get back with him, is what this attorney, Douglas Anton, has claimed. And what Vanessa...
They're claiming that Louis hired a, what do you call it, a person undercover to get info on
a PI to follow her, and then allegedly to get someone to spy on her and pose as someone in need of therapy for abuse.
Now, here's the thing. I know Vanessa. Vanessa has come on the show before. Vanessa is not a liar. I happen to know there's a group of women that they all talk to each other. They all have been victims of Louis. She is not lying. She is not lying. If she found out, and she said that the way that she found out is that the person was going under an alias. And when she went to bill this person, they had a phony name. They found out who the person was, and then that's how it all unraveled itself, that they were hired by Louis to stalk her. In other words,
the payment kept getting rejected, and this was over a 30-day period.
Now, this is a prime example of how housewives, house husbands are going too far.
Yep.
They're going to ruin Andy's shows. There's no need for a troll farm. None. And I really will take it a step further. And I'm not saying this because I'm a blogger. It's no need for them to have their own YouTube channels or go on Instagram Live right after the show and try to clean things up. It just lessens the integrity of the show. If you did something bad on the show and, the public doesn't like it, then not to do that anymore. But to go on your channels and hold these 2-hour lives and hold everyone else accountable but yourself, it's ruining the integrity. Go ahead, Perry.
Well, no, I'm going to say this, and I hate to break your heart. I know you love Teresa. Love her, love her, love her. But that girl has done time, okay?
Perry!
She definitely know about pineapples, and she damn so knew about this investigation troll forums and all that crazy stuff.
Pineapples? Did you have to go there? He's talking about
the one that hangs on about them all the time, in all fairness to Perry.
But okay, let's say Teresa knew. Let me ask you this, Mark, since you haven't answered yet. Let's say Teresa knew. Do you think she should be fired?
I don't.
I know. I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's a zero tolerance. I would say that, Teresa, she could be fired. She's a damn dingwit. Teresa is so fucking stupid. It's crazy. I get so frustrated with Teresa. She's so
Mark,
damn
what
dumb.
does she do? What does she do that makes you think she's stupid?
First of all, she's going against the only family that she has, and she does this stupid shit on the show and talks about her new family. I'm actually Team Melissa at this point. Teresa is a fucking idiot.
No.
She is an idiot. Teresa is an idiot, and she knows exactly what Louis is doing.
Exactly.
There's no way that she does it. She knows exactly what Louis is doing. And like everybody wants to say, Teresa's real innocent. She's not smart enough to put this together. Teresa's a lot smarter than you guys think. Teresa knows about this. That bitch survived in jail for some reason. She knew how to survive in jail, and she knew how to make it her ass back home.
I mean, she was there for under a year. I mean, you don't have
regular housewives would have died in that damn year, Freddie. Teresa made it. Eyes low, shoulders high. Teresa knows exactly what to do. Teresa is I'm falling in the woods.
I know. I can't let you dog out my girl. You brought up the prison sentence. It wasn't her fault. It was all a joke.
What you're saying is look, you saying what have she done to make you think she's stupid? What has she done to make you think she's smart? She survived prison. Mean. She did all this stuff. Now, Teresa is not no scientist. She's a street thug.
Perry.
Yeah, she knew how to come home. She knew how to come home from jail and pull herself up by her bootstraps, and she knew how to make money. She wrote them cookbooks with them damn dry ass Italian meals up in it. She went and did book signings and shit. You know, she didn't already snitched on her sister every damn year. Melissa was a cheater.
And
Teresa
then-
is not dumb. She puts these things in motion, and no one is helping her. And Dolores is getting on my fucking nerves.
Why? Well, hold on. Let me finish, Teresa. Listen, they can't fire Teresa. She's the show. Melissa, who you love, who I think doesn't know how to be a good sister-in-law, was brought onto the show. This is Teresa's show.
She doesn't know how to be a good sister-in-law.
Exactly.
Teresa has sat on that show and dogged that girl out. These are my real sisters. These are my real sisters. Bitch, we was there.
That's the truth.
You.
That's the
Melissa,
truth, Mark.
Melissa should have been a better person then. Melissa and Joe have always used Teresa for a storyline. So why is Teresa going to be like, oh yeah, Melissa's my best friend? So if some new sister-in-laws come along and they're nicer, she's obviously going to like them more.
And Teresa hasn't used Melissa for a storyline. Oh, she brought these sugar cookies from the store. Oh, she was a dancer. Oh, she was.
You did not bring up the sugar cookies.
I sure did.
I
sure did.
They didn't there at a Kim D again. That's not Teresa's.
Don't even get me started on that wrinkle cat. I'm not talking about Kim D. That raggedy bitch. Teresa has done this season after season. She has gone after Melissa and attacked Melissa. And every time you turn around, my brother would not do this to me. It's her. It's her. It's her. It's Melissa. It's
Melissa is not innocent. And let me tell you something. I was talking about a group of girls. I know for a fact that Vanessa Reisner, I think Kim D, Marge, Melissa, who am I missing? They're all in a group behind the scenes.
Good. Teresa's not in a group with that dumbass Jennifer Aiden and Dolores.
You don't like Jennifer Aiden?
Oh, no,
Jennifer Aiden, that living fucking Pinocchio, can go twirl.
That's my girl,
Oh,
Mark. That's my girl, Mark.
She is an idiot. She is
No.
idiot. She is Teresa's mouthpiece every time.
She has sense enough to know who's in charge of that show, whose show it is. It's Teresa's, and she's not gonna pull the stunts that Melissa's trying to do, because I don't think they will ever fire Teresa. I think he'll pick Melissa. I think, but now this troll farm thing, I don't know.
I don't know. I think the problem is that Bravo over the years have not been good at setting a precedent. Then they've not been good at, if they have one rule, it's for everyone. They make up the rules as they go along. Yeah. And Andy Cohen knows he's under fire for this. And people like us, we're on YouTube now, and we're calling him out. And he's realizing that other people are seeing it. So he's got to be consistent in what he does. So if his rule is, if people who are getting bots, troll farms, whatever you want to call them, to bully other people, and you found out, he's got to be consistent and sack anyone that's doing that. Not just because he hates Lisa Rinna and he loves Teresa because she's the OG of this show. If Teresa's found out, I think what would happen is there'd be agreement. She'd step down. She'd probably get given some spin-off about her life, I suspect.
That's a good idea. But Freddie, Melissa cannot hold this show on her own. I'm sorry, Mark. No. She just can't.
She can't. I mean,
and Teresa can.
A proven liar. There's a reason why.
And Teresa has.
Teresa's parents do not like this woman. She is,
and that's why Teresa doesn't like her. She's never given her a chance because her parents
I can't be bothered to see you parents, even though I took a mortgage at $500,000 mortgage against your house, and then decided to use it for my own house, and then I couldn't, and then I defaulted on the mortgage and made my parents lose their house, and that is proven.
Well, look, he gonna help them. He tried to help their ass get
and
another
Frank
house.
Catania, when he was an attorney, was the witness to that.
Go ahead, Mark. What do you got to say about that? Freddie is spitting out facts.
Teresa needs to be fired. Anybody who is low down enough to hire those nasty, disgusting, bottom of the barrel troll bots after the shit they did to Garcelle's son
Yeah.
should be fired. They are capable of destroying people's lives. I am not going to turn the other cheek for ditzy ass Teresa or her minions or anyone else or that raggedy ass muffin Candy on her damn show, because I think that's why. I think that's why she has some shit going on too. I think that Candy hires them motherfuckers too. That's why all these people are Candy lovers all of a sudden in every damn comment, but nobody wants to buy a fucking ticket to her dry ass concert or show up on her dry ass speak on it and dumbass shit like that. Okay, well let me.
Well, Candy allegedly does buy people to talk in the narrative that she wants them to talk in. That I have
Absolutely.
heard.
And these people are vile. They're disgusting. They're bottom
Yeah.
of the barrel. They're
Yeah.
trailer park trash. And anyone
Yeah.
who's willing to sacrifice other people because
Yeah.
they're being shown in a bad light should be gone. And I'm not going to make any excuses for Doe-Eye Teresa or Candy Burris for that matter. Get rid of them. You're declassing the show, honey.
I really struggle with this because I hate to say this. This will be the only time I say this. Mark is right. If you gotta have, I know that it hurts. It hurts me.
You've got to be consistent.
Andy is not gonna step to the plate. He's not gonna get rid of Teresa. Now, what the hell he do with the little creeper Melissa? I don't know. I mean, cause she a midnight creeper, Mark. Let's keep it real. I mean, I can see it in her
She
face.
ain't got caught. She ain't got caught with a dick in her mouth. She ain't got caught.
She's a pro. She's a pro at what she do.
Exactly, just like Marlo. You show me a man that Marlo slept with, you show me a man that Melissa slept with, and we can talk. Until you have proof, stay out of my face. Candy done been with Block, AJ. She done been.
You did not bring
up. Candy has been here and there and everywhere. Okay?
No one's denying that Candy hasn't been round the block. We all know that she has. We know she can't keep a man down, and that her mum basically chases them all off like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Well, that's for a storyline. Candy wants her to do that. I'm only defending what you guys are saying to me. We want to talk about Marlo's hoes and now Melissa's hoes. Those hoes have not been discovered yet, but we have discovered some other hoes.
Let me read this really quick. Don't think Andy will get rid of Melissa. He loves Joe too much. I know, but I love Mark, and I'm so glad he's on the panel. Oh, Mark! Shout out to Mark. He speaks the truth. He does, and I hate to admit it. Maybe don't fire her.
You're gonna soften the blow for us. We gonna mark
I'm not gonna lie. I have favorites, and Teresa's one of my favorites. But maybe he needs to
he has enough money. She'll be okay. She has enough money. Teresa will be okay. She'll live on. She'll get over it. Teresa needs to go. Anyone who's low enough to do that.
Well, she does have a tax bill and a $17,000.
Oh, I forgot.
Hold on, Freddie. Teresa has back taxes?
Yeah, let me just have a look at the documents just to double check because we don't like being wrong.
Because she's scamming.
What do you mean, Mark? What do you mean?
She's scamming, Louis scamming. Louis, his money is all upside down here and there. That's why he wanted Teresa, but the joke is on him. The bitch ain't got no money either.
Oh my God! I'm so shocked. Teresa has been making good money.
Okay, yep, I've got it here. So Teresa has, according to documents, been hit with a £17,061.32 federal tax lien in April 2023. So this basically now brings her New Jersey tax debt to over $1 million.
How is this?
She spent all that money on that wedding.
On April the 19th for allegedly neglecting to pay off her debt in the years 2020 and 2021. Though they do not currently have releases filed, the Morris County Clerk's Office reports that this latest ding brings her outstanding debt to a total of $1,096,000.
Oh my God!
12.
I'm so shocked. Oh my!
I mean, the thing is with her is, okay, yeah, she spends a lot of money. Think of all those holidays, the house, the
wedding. According to Mark, he said the wedding.
I mean, the wedding. I think, in fairness, Bravo probably did help cover quite a lot of that cost, based on the fact that they did film it for the show, because they do usually do
She
that.
should have did like Cynthia's wedding to Peter. Okay, you see, they was trying to piece shit together.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that Cynthia had to borrow money from Lenithia. We all know. Now, are we gonna talk for real on here, or are we not? We gonna talk for real. Thank you. Cynthia had to borrow money from Nene because Peter wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. That's why he fucked up her money. And then he tried to fuck up Wendy's money. Thank God for Eddie, because I tried to tell Wendy, you don't give no motherfucker like Peter Thomas your money with or without a contract. We don't trust people like that. That's crazy. And Wendy would have went into it blind and got a doctor in front of her name. Crazy.
I mean, for real, let's keep it real. And that's how Peter is, though. Even if you go around Peter, you better have a condom on.
Trying to tell you.
Because you're going to need some protection. He would take anything.
And Cynthia got tired of getting fucked. Okay. And she said, I am done. And she got out of there. She spun on out.
Woo, y'all are crazy.
And now she had to take him to court to get her money. He wouldn't even give her money until she took him to court. You see what I'm saying? You can't even trust nobody. This is the man you laid in bed with. And you got to sue him for your money?
Yes.
Let's go back to a minute for Louis. Hiring someone to stalk, that's what he's doing. Vanessa, that's beyond troll farm.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think what his plan is with Vanessa Reiser is that, you know, she's been very vocal. She's done interviews with big people like you, other big podcasters and things like that to get her story across. And everyone's been, like last season, everyone was asking about these interviews that Vanessa was doing and that there must be truth to it. And I think Louis thinks he's using intimidation tactics to try and silence her. If this is true, allegedly, my theory is if Louis is supposedly doing this, he is trying to intimidate Vanessa to be silent, not to talk about him, not to go to these blogs, not to promote abuse and these things. So Louis can try and build an image on the Real Housewives of New Jersey to make himself look good. That's what I think his plan is. And he thinks Vanessa Reiser is a very big problem in preventing him from doing that.
Yeah. So Perry, is this a sign that Louis, like something's wrong with Louis?
Look. Mark said it, and let's keep it real. Louis is using her. He gonna have troll farms and everything to protect this investment, which is
whoa. You think that Louis is using Teresa for what?
Her cash.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talk that basically Louis sort of duped Teresa into believing that he had more money than her and he had all this money when and this allegedly is why Teresa chose to not sign a prenup. But actually, from what it's looking, with all these
she didn't sign a prenup.
With all the lawsuits Louis got going on, which are worse than Teresa's, he's owing more money than Teresa does. So allegedly,
y'all didn't know about his lawsuits either.
Sorry.
Well, I know that. I think someone told me she was going to sue Louis. Vanessa.
No, Vanessa. This isn't Vanessa's first filing, obviously, against Louis. This is a restraining order, basically. Right. But she has. She might try and sue Louis, but she'll obviously need to prove this first in a court of law that he's been.
Hold on, Freddie. I think she already sued Louis because when I was interviewing her, she kept saying there's certain things I can't talk about.
Okay, so maybe this was so what she had done in the past was that she had basically filed lawsuits for a restraining order because and done lawsuits because he'd intimidated her and was demanding sex 19 times a day, etc.
She said that. She
did that. I think from what I remember with your interview, similarly to what she has said on other interviews, is that because it's a lawsuit and she's still in the legal motions with Louis, she has to be very careful of what cards she shows when she's doing interviews or talking publicly. So she is trying to be sensible about what she wants to share, and it's important to share, but at the same time puts her in a good legal perspective. There are certain things that she'll only be sharing and discussing with her attorney.
Let me ask you this, Freddie. When she came and did her interview, was she believable to you?
I mean, I mean, Vanessa and I follow each other. Like, I've spoken to Vanessa before. I mean, she seems nice enough to me. For me, I personally see no reason what this woman's got to gain by lying. At the end of the day, she's not a stupid woman. She is a therapist. At the end of the day, she is a licensed one as well, not just some fake title. So yeah, I think she is being honest. And at the end of the day, if Louis this abuser, which she's legally claimed he is, she's got no interest on going on to the show either. So I don't see why she'd lie.
He got with that therapist, and he studied everything he needed to study about that therapist, about her job.
They were engaged, and they were together from 2018 to 2020.
Go ahead, Mark. What were you saying?
He got with that therapist. He studied all that shit, and he was researching Teresa. You know, Teresa, every time she gets in conflict, I just want peace. I just want peace. And it's funny how he has this completely different background, and then when he comes on the show, he's all peace, and he's trying to talk calm to Teresa. No, that doesn't matter. Just relax, Teresa. Are you listening to me? You're not listening to me. Yeah. Apparently, you weren't listening to your exes either. It's just very different how his characteristics are completely different than what he's being described. He turns all red. He looks like a lobster, and he's shocked like he just got out of the fucking pot, on the stove. He's, his eyes get big, and he's all red. I think the problem with
them is they all have that reddish figure about to have a cardiac arrest type thing.
Not Teresa. Teresa just looks like a damn duck up there quacking with those lips. You get her on the reunion, and she's malfunctioning and shit when she gets caught in her lies, and I can't take them.
Freddie, did you say Louis looks like he's about to go into cardiac arrest?
Yeah, because he's got that really red face. I mean, Joe Gorga does as well. I mean, that Alexia Echeverria from Miami's husband, Todd, they all have this really red face, as if like sunburn, like high blood pressure. I don't know. It's not good.
It's alarming.
So, did anybody see the show last night? Any of us?
Yeah. Yes.
No? Okay, so
New Jersey, I did.
You did? Yes. These text messages that Melissa, these old text messages between
yes,
Jacqueline Loretta and Jackie
Goldstein.
They're basically showing that they are in cahoots and they don't like Jackie. Why? How's this helping Teresa, Freddie?
So basically what's happening is Melissa's aim was to say, she got these texts that they'd sent this was a year ago. So before there was this reconciliation with Jacqueline Loretta and Teresa Guidice, Jacqueline Loretta and Jackie Goldschneider, for some reason, were texting last year. Melissa showed in the reunion Jacqueline Loretta's text saying, I don't like her and all this, like she's stupid, etc. And so that message, which I showed Perry, that has now been leaked, is basically saying, Jackie Goldschneider's also got opinions here and she's not so innocent. And that's what Melissa didn't think, is that if you leak part of a text, someone's then going to leak the other part of the story. So I suspect what's happened is Teresa's probably encouraged Jacqueline Loretta to leak Jackie Goldschneider's response to this text. Because we know, and Jackie's made some bold claims, She's accused Teresa of being an anti-Semite in this message as well. So she's made some big claims. And I think with this, as a result, what the reason why Teresa's done this is she's trying to get Jackie to, be pushed out of this show. She's already a friend. I mean, the fact that they gave that Tesla woman more of a storyline as a friend than Jackie makes me think that Jackie really does have no hope of returning next season anyway.
I know I better not see that dumbass Danielle show up with her brother.
Nah, we better
I
not.
think that is what the plan is. I'm sorry, they've brought Danielle in as they want her to be the Teresa replacement.
The new
is my
Teresa.
theory. They want to. They figured that we're all bored of this Teresa, Joe and Melissa
And we
issue.
are.
So they think,
We sorta
how
are.
can we replicate it but not use the same people? So they find Danielle, whose house is below $1 million, which isn't good. And this is so they've gone. We want drama over lifestyle with Danielle, so they've gone for her. They know that she's got a screwed up relationship with her.
Hold on, Freddie. Hold on. You can't. Did you say whose house is under $1 million?
Her house is under $1 million,
Yes.
and she has a far less lavish lifestyle compared to any of the other housewives on that show. So they've gone for desperate. I want to be on reality TV over people that can show a lifestyle on the show.
And she portrays a different lifestyle. She tries to be over the top, and girl, you are not.
Like
And
you're
it's
bougie.
so-
Like you're
No.
bougie. You live in a house that's like. If you say you're bougie, how can you be bougie? You live in a house that's under $1 million. You're not that bougie, love.
No, you guys is fun. Let me tell you something. As you guys know, Freddie's on TV in his country. He's been in TV in his country. He's rich. He's funny. He has every reason to be a snob, but he's not. He just cracks me up. Oh my God. He's so funny. I didn't even think rich people would notice something like that. But you notice.
I mean, she's not. She's quite tacky. But with Cabral, she's been brought on to be messy, and and I believe the fact she's meeting up with the brother suggests that they do want to get onto the show. Now, sources are saying that supposedly this brother and the sister-in-law don't want to be on the show. I don't believe that. I think they do. They've seen how desperate Joe and Melissa acted over the years. They want to be smart. They want to be smarter than that. And they want to show that they're not desperate. They've suddenly just been asked to come on. That's what they want to do. And they're publicly denying they want to go on the show rather than going behind the scenes and like asking every housewife to put them on the show like Joe and Melissa did.
Y'all really trying.
The brother and the sister-in-law doing, and they're playing a smarter game than Melissa and Joe.
All right. Anyone else has something to say about New Jersey? Because I got to move on. Oh my God, that was funny. Okay, let's move on. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
No, I said I'm good.
Okay, good. Let's move on to Nene and Porsha. Okay. Oh my God, I love this panel. It's like the comedy hour. Okay, so these two have been hanging out together a lot recently. Porsha, this is Porsha's Instagram, posted pictures of her and Nene and the boys out in Miami. Now, let me tell you something. When I saw this, I thought, oh my goodness, bravo. I mean, the Real Housewives of Atlanta is struggling. I don't care if they got 805,000 views 2 days ago. It's because everybody turned in just to see, I think, watch the train wreck is what happened. But I don't know anybody who tells me that the Real Housewives of Atlanta is good this season. I think that Andy needs to save his show, his network. What he needs to do is start a whole new cast for Atlanta, people we don't know. I think he needs to make a spinoff with Porsha, Nene, and Kim Zolciak. They're all in good favor together. They all have great storylines. We hear the bad things about Yoni. And the other day, I feel that Nene was tweeting about him when she called him a narcissist. We know he's married. We know Nene's being sued. But you know why this will never happen? Andy Cohen holds grudges. I can't stand people who hold grudges. When you hold grudges, you get in your own way. The audience is practically begging to see Lanithia Leakes back on the screen. I think that would be a huge spinoff. Instead, and I have nothing against Candy because everyone thinks I hate Candy just because I think she's boring on the show. Doesn't mean I hate her, but she is boring. I think he needs to stop giving Candy these spinoffs that aren't producing any numbers. Don't take her off Atlanta, keep her on Atlanta, and revise that cast. or maybe even bring her on the spinoff. But I think this needs to happen, and it never will happen. Does anybody
Okay,
agree?
so real. Let me say this. I mean, is this possible? You know, because we're watching Porsha and Nene together,
Uh-huh.
and just that group, I would
Uh-huh.
find them more entertaining than I do Housewives of Atlanta. Maybe they could create a spinoff or something just for them, and let that other show just drag itself to the bottom of the sea.
Now, my theory is going to get worse. I think they should bring in Carlos King. Now, allegedly, Carlos wants Nene on the show. She's upset about something that he did when he was a producer. They need to let bygones be bygones. Nene and Carlos need to just have a conversation, because Carlos doesn't hold grudges, and let him produce that show.
I agree. And I think if you had a spin-off with Nene, Porsha, and Kim Zolciak, you could call it Taking Married Men, because all three of them have done this.
Wow.
They all have been accused of they all have been accused of being with married men. I think this is what needs to happen. And these two, they've been going everywhere. They've been going to parties and weddings and different cities, and they've been vacationing together. This needs to be a spinoff. We want to know about her lawsuit. And someone in the chat said, no, Kim Zolciak. No, this divorce is going to be
you got to bring Kim.
And the problem with Kim is she's unhinged as well. That's what makes good TV. I mean, we're bored of Candy being boring, whereas Kim's unhinged, and we know she's so desperate at the moment to be on TV. She'll do absolutely everything,
anything,
as unhinged as she wants.
And we know that Andy Cohen has been begging Porsha to return. He's been begging her to return. She's like, maybe, I don't know. She would come if her buddy was there.
Well, Porsha's being too expensive. Porsha thinks she's worth loads of money, and that's why she's
they pay Kathy's ass
ridiculous money to make a return to Atlanta. I'm surprised. At some point, we all know Simon left Fallon to be with Porsha because she was more well-known, allegedly. So I think Simon's going to come in, and he's going to be like,
Simon will be there.
To be on TV again.
It would reboot the network. It would be a huge hit. But Andy Cohen's so upset because Nene said that he was racist. She's not the only Black person on that network that has accused you of being racist. You're not doing anything to any of them. Kenya said something the previous year, and then she came out, and then of course she was silent when he got into it with Nene. But Mariah Hawk said you're prejudiced. Everyone's called you a racist at some time if you're African American, because they feel that you treat your white shows better. You give them more chances, because tardy, what's it called, tardy for the party, or don't be tardy, should not have been 8 seasons. It just
they was tardy on the mortgage payment.
But I think Andy's sort of racist in a way that he only gives Candy the opportunity for these shows. Like, you've got a lot of Black talent at Bravo now. Like, there are like so many other Black housewives that have been on Housewives. I'd much rather see a spin-off of than Candy, who's like the most boring Black person that you've ever casted. Like, do a spin-off with like Kenya Moore or
God!
We can't do Kenya.
Dumbasses and coaching Sheree on how to date proper people.
No, we can't. No, hell no. We don't want to look at Sheree date no dumb dudes. Kenya, Lord, that damn bottom.
I want to see all my favorite housewives with some kind of spinoff. Luann and who was it? Sonia and Luann. That's going to be good because they are ditzy in a good way. Like, I like Sonia.
Right.
Freddie to play Robin Leach in Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Y'all are funny. Hey, Natty, how you doing? That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully Luann's and Sonia's show will be good if Luann's not singing her awful music.
Well, Luann's gonna be drunk.
Well,
I hope she's drunk.
They're both the resident drunks of that show, so I'm sure they'll be like in a ditch with alcohol.
Yeah,
or something, or in
so
the river.
good. But I'm glad that they dismantled Real Housewives of New York. It was acting. It was in the same situation that Atlanta's in. If you're going to keep anybody on Atlanta, I would just say Candy and Kenya, and that's it.
The problem
they
is
go.
Yeah. Old New York, they didn't
fit
fit together anymore, I think was the main
Well,
problem.
they need Candy because she's like an OG, and Kenya's OG. So you're familiar with some people on the show, but then you get to know a lot of new people. And that's what they do.
The problem is the people that they're going to bring on with Candy and Kenya. That's the problem. You want to see more Manetta?
No, don't bring in any of their friends.
Yeah,
Like brand spanking new.
Monyetta's boring. I don't get this appeal with her. Okay, just because you went out with Neo for a bit, like I don't care. Like you probably met Candy at one of her alleged sex parties.
And I guarantee you, Candy was behind getting Manetta on the show. She wants everybody on the show to not come after her, and that's not what's going to make a good show. So Manetta can go. I'm sorry, what's that runner's name? She can go. Like everyone can go.
Yeah, she can run her ass right off the
Ralph's
show.
cousin or whatever she's called. I can't remember.
And Kenya ain't got no friends. Kenya don't. I mean, I did like that girl she was playing tennis with Brooklyn, but I don't know anybody else. And Kenya doesn't want to talk about what's really going on with Mark.
But she will. Well,
yeah,
she doesn't want to talk about that, and then she wants to talk about, well, I'm dating and I'm having sex, and it was a 9.6 or something. But yet you called all these other girls a whore. Now I could call them a whore, but you called all these other girls a whore, and you whoring.
But what does Kenya really have to say about this divorce with Mark?
But Kenya
Mark wants to take my house. Mark doesn't want
money.
Brooklyn on the television.
No, and they're in deadlock, basically. That's all there is to it. It wouldn't be an interesting story if that was Kenya's storyline.
Well, the interesting part will be to see a marriage license, because I ain't seen that yet.
We can argue about revamping Roa, but this new spinoff that I'm talking about, where Porsha, Nene, and Kim, who are all friends, someone just had a wedding and they all were there. I can't remember who it was.
Was it Porsha's wedding?
Was it Porsha's wedding? Yeah, they're all friends.
All of them were there, obviously, and they could have their show. Taking Married Men would be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I mean, it's better than
have a
sitting
cameo
there
here and there.
Yeah, I'd rather see women take somebody, man. I hate to say it, than women making up that they got a man. Sheree, Kenya.
So let me say this. Fallon's on a reality TV show called Marriage Couples. Married Couples. I can't remember the name of it. And it comes on NTV. It's produced by Mona Scott. And Fallon made the biggest mistake of her life for dumping Simon for the pool boy. They have no money. She's trying to make him take care of her mother and her. I mean, Fallon is the dumbest person on reality.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah, you gotta go watch it. And he's crying. Jalen's crying, saying, "I can't afford all of this. How am I gonna take care of them?" It's so funny.
You see, that's what happens when that's what happens. That's absolutely what happens. You get with that old man,
and then you flash over to Porsha's life. She has the most beautiful house I ever seen. Yesterday, she was standing in front of this luxury car, like.
Yeah, I mean that was over $14 million they spent on that house, Porsha and Simon.
Yeah,
but is he satisfying her in the bedroom?
Probably not.
That's why Fallon left, and the problem is that she left over the first person that satisfied her in the bedroom. Unfortunately, he's broke as a joke.
But we know that Porsha doesn't go for men that satisfy her in bed. We know she goes for men that are old and that are going to fund a certain lifestyle.
Her satisfaction is to look up while she's laying in the bed and see this big ass mansion.
I mean, look at Dennis.
Look at Porsha's lifestyle. This is Porsha's lifestyle, and she's not even on television. Okay, just lavish, partying, vacation. All of it. And she's a walking reality show. She is a walking reality show.
Yeah, I mean,
they've been on about 5 vacations together. Okay,
we look like
we need them.
Like
this
Portia's
girl is living the life.
Yeah, she's living her best life, and Fallon over there
really
taking parenting classes with the pool boy.
Poor Fallon. Look at these luxury cars, and Jalen, who is a worker.
She was with basically Fallon, from what I understand, is making her money based on the 2 baby daddies, but because she had kids with like 2 or 3 other men before Simon, and like a couple of them were well off, which is why Fallon did have some money and has a Range Rover and a Rolls Royce or whatever. But she
Let's
doesn't
go
have
Damn.
any income from what I
a
understand.
couple of. Go ahead, Perry. Sorry, who was talking? I overtalked you.
It wasn't me.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead, Mark.
yeah,
I said what I wanted to say.
that's pretty sad when you're willing to take a few other men's money in your own household. It's a sad day. Wow, wow. You can't even keep the lights on. I'm dead. I died.
Oh, oh my God, Mark. This is so funny. I'm gonna pull a couple comments and then we've got to go. Nene is not coming on the show. I
And
think
did
Why not?
Fallon and Jason break up? The pool boy break up, I understood. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
broke up. Fallon and her guy.
No, they're on a show called like Marriage Couples or something like that, and they just talk about their problems. Oh, we gotta go.
Oh, they're
All
trying
right.
to get back together. No, because I think they broke up in February, and then they're trying to maybe they must be using this show to try and get back together or something.
Yeah. All right, you guys. I'm sorry I got to end it here. Thank you for all your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, but you do. I appreciate it. Please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. Dream team, love you guys. All right, on 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye.
everybody.
Love you, Sherelle.